Hello, students. Just a tutorial on using Mindmeister to create a concept map. So the concept map, as I alluded to in the activity instructions, is about organizing. It's organizing thoughts, ideas, plans. It can be used for lesson planning, events, note-taking, brainstorming, things like that, as you can see up here. Now, I obviously have a Mindmeister account. I've had it for years, so I wasn't able to show you how to log in or create an account, but it's in general the same. You put in your Google, I would suggest, or your Owens email, and create the account. You always want the free account for this class, but there are some neat upgrades with Mindmeister that we'll look at a little bit later. But using the free account is just fine for this activity. And so what we're going to do is just do a very quick version of some of the features of mind mapping in Mindmeister. And when you do get your account open, you will have something that looks very similar to this. You may not have this completed. This is just the folder that I have. But in general, this is create a map from scratch. This is how you want to align your map. And these are some templates. You can explore those on your own. That's fine. For now, we're just going to use a very plain map. And so to create a new map, we're going to click My Maps. And you can create one from a template. You can create a folder. You can import a map. In this case, we're just going to do a new mind map. When you click that, what you will get is a very simple looking oval in the middle of your mapping area. And so I want to go over just a few of the different items here. First of all, there is if it's too small for you to read on your screen, you can click the plus sign here to zoom in, minus sign to zoom out to see more of your map. If your map gets big and crazy, you can always recenter using this button here. So no matter where you're at, it'll always pull you back to where this main concept is in the center of your screen. We have an area where you can search for a map. You can create a new mind map right from here if you so choose. Also, here's the information about the mapping properties. So you can align it different ways, left align, like an org chart, different themes that you can customize. Feel free to change these. That's up to you. It's not required, but you can change the theme. If you like green, you can customize it, that kind of thing. But for right now, we're just doing some general mind mapping. I can add an idea by using tab, or I can click this button here, and I'll show you what that is in a minute. I can also create a relationship, which is basically it adds arrows. So you can say something way over here is actually related to something way over here. I can also delete some items. So there's keys to do it, and then there's ways to just do it while you're in the mind map. This is the undo button and also a redo button. And again, I can search for things. Some other areas to look at. We have this oval here. We also have words inside. So I can change the words by having small text, larger, larger, bold, italics. Here's changing some colors. So I can change the colors of the words. I can change the shape of the oval. I can also add some emphasis or use this as color coding if I so choose. I'm not going to do that right at the moment. And then also there's some areas down here. I can add icons. We'll do that in a minute. I can add pictures or images, and I can add videos. And then another area, I can add notes like a sticky note. I can add a comment. I can add a thumbs up or a thumbs down if I'm doing a poll. I can add a URL to a website or a video. I can add a file if I wanted a whole file. This is a premium feature, so we won't be able to do that today without upgrading. And also I can add a task, also an added feature for an upgrade, but we don't need them for this activity, which is fine. If you want to use it as a presentation, you can do that. You can manage your tasks through here, and then this is the share button, which is how you will get the link to your mind map. So first of all, let's just go through a very quick example of a mind map. So in the center, it says my mind map. And this is your central idea. So the central idea would be, in our activity, would be the Ohio standard or Common Core standard that you used or will use in your lesson plan. And I just happen to have one open. And for this one, I am using grade 1 science standards, and I am looking for the content statements. That's what we call the standard. And I like this one here, this 1LS, which is that living things have basic needs, and all these needs are able to be obtained through the physical environment. So I'm just going to highlight that and Control C. I'm going to go back to my mind map, and I'm going to click in here, and you see it highlights everything for me, and I'm going to Control V to paste. So here is my main topic that I'm creating my lesson plan from, and this is living things have basic needs. So now I'm working out from there. So what are we talking about? Living things have basic needs. I could start with, what living things am I talking about? I could start with basic needs. So I could map all of this, but I'm going to start with basic needs. So to me, there are 4 basic needs, and I think it even says so in the learning standards. So we have food, water, shelter, and air. So some basic needs that we're talking about. So all I need to do is I can click in my main topic and press the tab key, and I can create a subtopic. So the subtopic could be food. Another way that I can add is through a add button, add an idea button. So because I'm on food, it adds an idea to food. But in this case, I want to add another idea to my main topic. So I just click back in here. And if I hit tab again, after I click back in there, it will add another idea. So we had food, water. I click back in here and tab, air, and the last one was shelter. So now I have my topic and my subtopics. And so now I need to add a little more information. So what do I mean by food? So I can click in here in food, and I can tab again, and you see I get another branch. These are branches. And so by food, we may say plants are grown and eaten. We could say that this related idea to plants are grown and eaten is that, and if I click, I'm in this sub idea here, I can hit enter and then enter again, and I get another branch. So I don't always have to keep going back here. So plants are grown, and I'm going to change this. So I can go back in, I can say plants grow in the sun. Hit enter and enter again. And I could say animals eat plants. So food, basic living things have basic needs, which is food, and they get it from the physical environment, which is plants grow in the sun, animals eat the plants. So these ideas are related to food. Same thing with water. I could say rivers provide water. Hit enter twice. Rain fills the rivers. So I'm connecting abstract ideas in this concept map. So this is helping me understand how these are related. I also can move things around. So really the rain should fill the river before the river provides the water. So I can just grab and hold by holding down my mouse, my left mouse key, and dragging to change these. So I can drag and change. So first the rain fills the rivers, rivers provide water, and I may enter twice and say animals drink the water. So again, I can go through and do all this for air and shelter and just continue to expand my concept map. With plants that grow in the sun, I may want to branch again and say the sun has warm rays to shine on the plants. So now I may want to branch out and talk about the sun. Here I might want to talk about the fact that bears eat plants. So you can arrange it however you want, and you can also move things around. Again, by grabbing, I can change where this is. I can delete some things just by clicking on it and clicking my delete key. So this can be as big and as complex as you want it to be. Just look at your minimum requirements for the activity to see how far out or how many branch levels you need. This would be one level. This would be the second level. This would be the third level, and this would be the fourth level, and so on and so on. So let's use some of these fun features over here. So let's say on our food area that we want to maybe make this italics. Maybe we want to make the words a different color. Maybe in this case, we want it to be more black. We want to change it and color code it a little bit. In this case, maybe we want anything that has to do with the sun to be in this red outline, because sun might have something to do with shelter, staying out of the sun. So we can do that. So if I do this, I can say shelter helps stay out of the sun. And one other tool, whoops, and if I want to match this together, I can match those color coded. This gives you an idea of how you can use these color codes. Now, let's say I also want to mark some things. Maybe there's some items that I think are worth noting or that I have to come back to later. So maybe on the water, I need to, maybe I think that's a great thing. Water's perfect. I love water. Maybe on the sun, I can add icons to each of these. And again, you can code those any way you want, or they could just be for fun. So there's lots of different icons. You can search through those. There's tons of icons. To your area. So that's the icons. So I can also add an image. Now, some of the adding images are premium features. If you wanted to do the free trial, you can do a free trial of the upgrade. That's up to you. You just have to remember to cancel it, but you don't have to. I can upload a new image, which again is an upgraded version, use a web image, which is an upgraded version. I can draw an image, again, an upgraded version, and I can browse their preset image library. So for what we're doing on this is fine. I'm looking for a picture of the sun. There's a picture of the sun. I'm going to use the selected image, and it just puts the image in there. Perfect. Other features that are possible on here are videos. So I can add a video to any of these, and where's my one about bears? Okay, so bears eat plants. So I already found a video of a bear, about bears in their caves, which is a shelter one. So I think I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to go back to my Mindmeister. And I am going to add a video by clicking Browse Video. And it'll bring up, based on the word shelter, it'll bring up various videos already. But I found a video, so you can search for bears here, but I found one already. So I'm just going to put in the URL and it should find my video. And you just have to click on this little check mark, and then you can use selected video and it will put a video in under shelter. So again, I'm just giving you some examples. So I can add videos. And down here, if I wanted to make a note, like I wanted to bring in some water for my students, I could click on water and I could add a note. So down here is the note area. Looks like a sticky note or a Post-it note. And I'm going to say, remember to bring in water for students. And then all I have to do is click in this area and it puts my little note where I want it to put, where I want to put it. If you put it in the wrong spot or you don't want this note anymore, there's a delete button down here. Don't worry about the little pop-up that comes up. It has nothing to do with it. So I deleted it. I can add a comment, which is pretty much the same as a note, only this you can have a poll, for example. So I could give a thumbs up. I can delete it using the delete button. I can add a URL to a website. For example, I may want to put the website of where I got the learning standard. So I'm just going to copy the URL, Control C. I'm going to go back into here. Make sure that I'm on the spot that I want it to go. I'm going to paste the URL in here. Okay, so I make sure I'm on this little arrow, which is a link. I put the URL that I've copied and pasted, and now I'm going to place it on my map. So wherever I click is where it's going to place it. So you'll see this link right here for an external link. The other two features are adding a file and adding a task, as I mentioned before, are all features that are for the premium version of this particular software. Okay, so now that we have our map, we're going to go ahead and publish our map. Now it automatically saves your map no matter what, just like in Google Docs, but we're going to go ahead and click on the share button and we're going to publish our map. And it'll say by publishing it, it'll become visible on the internet, which is fine. Not too many people are going to be looking for your map. So we're going to publish the map. And it says, here's the public link. There's an embed map and a shareable link. So the embed map is what we're going to use when we add this map to your Google Sites portfolio. But right now we're just going to get a shareable link and we're going to copy that link. Click OK. And you can give it a category. This is education. People are looking for educational maps. And you can just say for me, it's a test concept map for EDU 120. You can name it whatever you want. And can people copy it, excerpt? With this, I don't care, but that's up to you. Everyone can edit. So this, if you're sharing a map and you want others to be able to contribute to the map, you can click that button and allow it to be edited by a group of collaborators. So maybe it's a map of people can list their names under certain categories or groups. You want to post it on Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest. I'm not sure what Bigger Plate is, but those are other options. For now, we're just going to do the shareable link. We're going to do education, and you can put a description. So now we're done. That shareable link is what you're going to paste into your lesson plan. So that link on your lesson plan, which you're going to make sure you move into your shareable folder for EDU 120 so I can see it. I should be able to see your lesson plan on the Google Drive, and then this link is automatically tied to your lesson plan. I should be able to see all of it just by going to your Google Sites. So hopefully this has been helpful, but if you have any questions, please feel free to give it a try, move some things around, give me a call, send me a text, whatever you need assistance on, please let me know and I'll be sure to help you. Take care and have fun with the map.